So we want to thank you all for joining us out here today for an historic day for the City of Mount Juliet and the fire station. Of course, this is the North Side Fire Station, officially Fire Station number 2. I would like to recognize our Board of Commissioners that are here. We have our Mayor, James Maness. We have our Vice Mayor and also Commissioner Bill Trevette. We have Commissioner Ray Justice here. We have Scott Hefner that will be joining us online along with our live stream audience. And then we have District 4 Commissioner Jennifer Mullally as well, our City Manager Kenny Martin, and our Interim Fire Chief Joey Edwards. If y'all will, give them a round of applause. I don't know. That's the best we got. Also want to recognize our media members here as well. We see Lori Everett in town, so we appreciate your coverage as well. And Representative Susan Lynn joining us as well. Thank you. We know your time is valuable. We'll have a tour afterwards. We'll also have media interviews as well for any elected officials and the interim fire chief as well. But for now, I will hand it over to our Mayor, James Maness.
Thank you, Justin. It's a bad omen to start off with.
Wildfires.
Well, I'll start out by saying this. I know the worst part about ribbon cuttings are the speeches, so I'll do my best to keep this as short as possible. But, you know, I have to think a lot of people that were involved in this, everyone from the architectural engineering, those who actually participated in the construction of this station, you know, the previous boards of commissioners that have voted to support this department along the way, that are responsible for a lot of the stuff you see here behind me, our staff, and of course our elected officials that we have back here behind us, our Board of Commissioners that have been so supportive of this and every step along the way. But for me, this is a very proud moment to be here today. I'm proud to be here with family and friends and future friends that have gathered with us. I'm proud of the commitment this city has for public safety. I'm proud of the individuals that call this city home and what this represents here. But I'm also, you know, it's been a long journey to this point. We probably started around 2014 was the first time that anybody looked at a resolution for us trying to get a station up here and get it open with. So this has been approximately a 9-year journey to bring us to this point. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished in that time. The men and women that we see standing back here, their efforts, their commitment, and just to kind of the words of Robert Nealon, I think, kind of summed it up best when they said, see these folks as emblematic symbols of this city and what they represent here. And what they represent is the commitment of this community for public safety, our commitment in our citizens, our commitments in safety, and you see investments from the board, you see the capital investments behind us in this building, in this station. But without these men and women, without this station, wouldn't mean a lot. But they're here today. The efforts that they put forth to keep us safe and protect us as a monumental task. We're a newer fire department. I'm reminded in Zechariah chapter 4 where he says, let us not despise the days of small and humble beginnings. And 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago, this fire department went live. And you see a department that started out with 2 employees and a dream largely, and some elected officials that were brave enough to what didn't appear as a slam dunk at the time to support this effort and get us to what we got here. And then when the call went out a second time, it said, what about emergency services? Because we had committed to making sure there was an ambulance in this building. The men and women you see behind me stepped up and answered that call again and said we will have an ambulance in here. We will have emergency services in here. So what you see today represents a commitment in our citizens, in our community, and in safety. And I couldn't be more excited to stand here today. And with that, I'm going to recognize our Vice Mayor and Commissioner Bill Trevette. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Well, good afternoon. Thanks for everybody coming out. And yes, I'm very in support of this. I'm so excited for this station. I'm also looking forward to the next station that we're looking forward to kicking off, start getting those prices and getting contractors. It's all about supporting our community as well as our staff here. And first responders, outside of our students, are 2 of the biggest, most important things that I see within our city. If we provide a great place for our students and then a safe place for our families, that's where I think that's where we got to start from. So thank you all for coming out, and I'll go ahead and hand it over to Commissioner 1, Ray Justice. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. I'll also try to be as brief as I can because I think the rain's about to start. I got in my truck and started headed down this way earlier, and look at your cell phone. It says 4 minutes away, the new Station 2, Mount Juliet Fire Department. I thought, well, this is the first time I believe I've ever seen this on my cell phone, and it actually is the very first time. I'm excited. It's in my district. There's a lot. Mayor and I went through many, many years of this, and the others picked up the gauntlet and ran with us and supported this happening. Be remiss if we didn't mention the fact that we are missing our former fire chief, Jamie Luffman, who jumped right in the middle of this, came on board and helped us get it. And without him, you wouldn't see any of what you see today. So we want to thank Jamie Luffman for all his hard work over the years, his dedication to the city, dedication to the service, not only to the service of the city of Mount Juliet, but service to the Lord. Jamie has been a devout bastion of what we've all looked at to try and be. And again, what he has accomplished is what you see here. So we do want to make sure that Jamie Luffman is thought about and his appreciation, or our appreciation to him. This has been a long time coming. I used to aggravate Jamie, and he aggravated me as well. I've got 2 medals of valor for going into burning buildings while I was a police officer. He reminded me, he said, you just couldn't stay out of the fire service, could you? And that was true. I mean, sometimes you come up on these things. I know what these guys have gone through. I know what these police officers have gone through. I did it for 20 years plus. And so my heart goes out to them, and my appreciation goes out to them. Any opportunity that we've got, as the mayor said, to show them our appreciation, we always take that, and we hope you will also. So Commissioner Scott Hefner is not here, and he did ask, he's I believe in Florida at this time, but he did ask that I tell you all, thank you for being here. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to District 4 Commissioner Jennifer Mullally.
Thank you. Just real quick, thank you for everyone being here. And I've had the honor and pleasure of being a part of this since 2019, and with the funding and through the process. And it feels good to actually see a project come to completion, and because sometimes it takes a really long time. So it feels real good to see this happen here, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. And thank you for everyone coming. And now I'd like to introduce our awesome city manager, Kenny Martin.
Thank you all. Thanks everybody for coming out today. And this day wouldn't be possible without our citizens in our community, our elected body, and our staff. I'd like to thank Rehab 23 because they were there with us day one, helping the fire department when it first got started. We didn't have a lot of resources. I'd like to thank all the personnel that believed in Mount Juliet and decided to come to Mount Juliet when all we had was the station behind City Hall. And so in particular, I'd like to thank our elected body and our state representative, other folks, for having a vision for Mount Juliet to keep taxes low and enable us to have what I feel like is the #1 public safety departments in the state of Tennessee. Our police department's here as well today. And as they always say, the most important thing any local government or city can do is keep its citizens safe. And that's always going to be #1 in the city of Mount Juliet. So I'm not sure who I'm supposed to pass it on to, I guess, for the proceeds. But State Representative Lynn, would you like to say something? Yes, she said she's got a long speech, but I'll hand it to her, and then we'll have the fun stuff.
Everybody, don't we have the best city leadership? Don't we? We really do. And all of the firemen who will work here, and our fire chief, this is an absolutely wonderful addition. I literally drive by this every day. I've watched this every day, and it's so exciting to see Mount Juliet get this new fire hall. And that's all I'm going to say. So who do I hand it off to?
Thank you guys for being here. I wanted to say real briefly as well, I want to say thanks to David Boger Construction. He's the person that built this building. And I know we've had a lot of trials and a lot of things that have happened, but without them, this couldn't be possible as well. So David, thank you for all your work. It's a beautiful building. Lastly, we open our doors for you guys to visit our home today. So please feel free to come in, have refreshments, ask questions, and enjoy this building that's been provided to us through our elected body and the citizens. So thank you very much.
Hey, Joey. Yeah, we want to thank the precious lady and the couple over here on the side. We noticed they've got something special for us today. We want to thank you for that, for bringing that. That's awful kind. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Justin, that's.
Three, two.